Hello and welcome to this web session, Secure Pull Printing with ThinPrint Personal Printing. We're joined by Yahor Basalai, regional manager from Eastern Europe at ThinPrint, and we're going to be looking at personal printing in more depth in this web session. And before we get started, I just want to mention a couple of things. And you're welcome to pose your questions throughout. We will get in contact with you after the webinar with answers and more information. And also, if you've got any feedback about future webinars, any kind of suggestions, what you'd like to see in a future webinar about ThinPrint, also send that in the chat. We'll make sure we get like a session prepared for it. Let's jump right in. Yahor.
Hi, Joseph. Thank you for this nice introduction. During today's short webinar, I would like to speak about secure pull printing with ThinPrint personal printing and also discuss a corona-relevant use case of the solution. So let's get it started. On the first slide, you can see a brief information about our company. ThinPrint has been focusing on optimizing printing and generating cost savings around printing for our customers for over 20 years. Our more than 25,000 customers are in all different verticals from finance and healthcare to logistics, defense, and manufacturing. We have an installations range from a single user to up to 200,000 users in government and financial organizations. Our customers are in more than 120 countries around the globe, and we have the infrastructure to provide support and know-how wherever they need us. We have offices in both Americas, in Asia Pacific region, and also we have several locations in Europe, like in Germany, France, or Great Britain. In addition, we are partnering with all major remote VDI vendors like Microsoft, Citrix, and VMware. Many of the major printers manufacturers as well, and major thin client vendors. And our products are available not just from us, but almost any IT reseller around the world. The latest version of our printing solution is the version number 12. In this version, we improved some of our features like high availability and multi-tenancy, but today I'll be speaking exclusively about personal printing. So what is ThinPrint personal printing and how it works? ThinPrint personal printing is the pull printing solution for secure, cost-saving, and flexible printing. Pull printing is a unique way of printing where print jobs are not triggered directly, but are temporarily stored on a central print server. Only when the user is at a network printer or multifunction device of his or her choice and authenticates at that device, the output of the print job starts. Personal printing enables secure pull printing by only releasing the print job once the user has authenticated his or herself. And after that, user can collect and print out in the original format and quality. So on these slides, you can see how it basically works. To provide more comfort and cost savings to our users, we have a so-called job viewer, which could be opened either via your web browser or via your personal printing application on your smartphone, depending which authentication method you are using. With the help of the job viewer, you can easily get access to your printing queue, having an overview of all sent print jobs. You can also delete or prioritize them, thereby providing cost and time savings. Let's go further and talk about authentication options. So there are three major authentication methods. The first method is authentication with a PIN entry. Users could authenticate themselves directly at a printer, which is already supported by the personal printing software. The full list of supported devices you can find at our website, thinprint.com. But if you couldn't find your printer model, please do not hesitate to contact us directly with the request, letting us know which model are you using, because it's very possible that we support this model, but somehow we didn't add it to our list. But anyway, if you still couldn't find your printer model on our list, there is a second authentication method, which is authentication with smart cards and release station. And with our ThinPrint release station, it doesn't matter which model from which manufacturer you use, because ThinPrint release station supports every model from every manufacturer. And last but not least, you could also connect up to 4 USB printers, making them network printers. And this is our second authentication method. Release stations supports all kinds of smart cards like RFID cards, badges, or even bank cards. And it's a perfect solution for printers without integrating personal printing, because very often customers don't know which models they will be using in the future, and maybe they won't have our client already integrated. So it's always a good option to use a release station. As I said, it supports any printer, any model from any manufacturer. One more huge advantage of personal printing is self-registration. Employees can register themselves at any printer for secure printing. To set this up, they scan their smart card or token at the personal printing release station connected to the printer. An individual access code is printed, with which the employee logs onto the personal printing portal, and after that, then they can start secure printing. Thanks to this simple self-enrollment, administrators no longer need to create secure printing users. And our last authentication method is QR code. If you want to introduce secure printing for specific individuals, then user authentication via smartphone app for Android or iOS devices is recommended. This doesn't require any additional hardware, and it is installed within minutes. The personal printing secure printing app simply reads a QR code attached to the printer, which results in the print job being initiated. In addition, the printing app allows staff to easily delete or prioritize the remaining print jobs. Also, security is always an important topic in IT, and we think it makes sense to pay special attention when it comes to printing, since printing documents almost always contain personal or otherwise sensitive information. Making sure that users always print to the correct printer is one of the most important things ThinPrint contributes to print security. This means ensuring that jobs actually arrive at the printer the user selected, and ensuring that users always have the printer available that they expect to print to. This avoids having sensitive documents sitting in the paper tray somewhere in the organization with no one to pick them up. We also encrypt print jobs all the way to the printer using your own certificates and not a generic ones, and we offer release print options where nothing is printed until the user confirms he or she is at the printer to retrieve the print job with a batch swipe, or even better, with no additional hardware at all, using an application on their devices like smartphones, or tablets, whatever. And last but not least, with personal printing, you regain control of your print costs, because only what is actually needed is printed. Employees decide which print jobs they release at the printer and which they wish to delete via the job viewer, and this results in the cost of paper and toner being significantly reduced. And now I would like to give you an example on how our solution could be helpful during Corona times, and shortly describe an interesting use case with one of our customers. So this customer, which is actually a financial organization, decided to implement personal printing for one of the departments where employees print lots of sensitive information. And the reason for that was, of course, COVID. In spring 2020, they had to send people to home office due to current regulations. But this was quite a challenge at the moment, as these employees still needed to print lots of sensitive information, and for the company, it wasn't a suitable option to allow them print into a printer in home office. So they were already familiar with our solution ThinPrint engine, and they have heard about personal printing. They decided to implement a hybrid working system using ThinPrint personal printing. So basically, how it worked in customers' environment. People worked from home office as they used to, but they printed via personal printing, and they stored all the print jobs on a print server instead of printing directly to a home printer. Then each employee had a time window, one day a week, and when they were allowed to come to the office, so he or she could authenticate his or herself and print everything they need to print. And it was like easily like that. All sensitive information didn't leave the office, and employees could securely work from home office most of the time. So guys, it was a pleasure to talk to you. I hope it was interesting and helpful. And if you have any questions or suggestions, you can easily contact me via email, which you can find on this slide. Stay safe and healthy.
Yeah, thank you, Yahor. So we actually have a little bit of time left over. So if you want, we could just discuss a few questions which we've have to personal printing. The first question I have for you is, yeah, there's a question that gets asked quite a lot. What is the licensing model for personal printing? Is it sort of per month subscription fee or per year?
Yeah, Joseph, thank you for this question. It's basically an annual licensing model, and the product is licensed per user per year. Yeah.
Okay. Another question that came up is which printer models are supported for, as I mean, are all printer models supported, particularly for Kyocera?
It's quite a tricky question. I would say there are a lot of them supported, almost all the models. As I said during the presentation, you can find the whole list on our website, thinprint.com. Sometimes manufacturers don't provide up-to-date information just right in time, so it would be better if you don't find your model on our list on our website. It would be better if you contact your partner who's selling you printers or manufacturer directly. Yeah, sometimes our client is already integrated, but we still don't have this information, and so we didn't update our list on the website. So yeah, pretty like that.
And just another question: is personal printing also supported for unconventional printers like label printers and those kinds of printers? Or is it just for network printers?
Yeah, of course, it supports also such printers, and our release station could support like unlimited number of network printers and up to 4 USB printers. So you can plug in your USB label printer and use it as well. Yeah.
Okay, then let's leave it at that. Thank you again, Yahor, for the very interesting presentation about personal printing. Yeah, and if you just to the audience again, thank you very much for watching. After the webinar, you'll also receive an email with a recording of the session if you need to check back again on a few links or whatever. And yeah, if you've got any further questions, just feel free to contact Yahor directly or type it into the chat and we'll get back to you as well. Yeah, thank you very much, and we'll see you in the next web session.
Yeah. Thank you, Joseph. Goodbye, everybody.